Media Academy for Journalism and Communication, MAJaC, with the support from UNESCO and UN Peacebuilding Fund, has launched a 3-day international fact-check training for journalism from the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau. The training week is part of the 9-month project, which is to empowering journalism and community radio through the effective fact-check training. James Baji, Director of Training, MAJaC, acknowledged the participants, the aim and the importance of this project.
Just a training program, it is another bold step forward toward equipping journalists and community media with the tools to combat the tidal wave of misinformation and disinformation. But why does this really matter? In an era where falsehoods spread faster than facts, journalists and community radios are the frontline defenders of truth. With critical elections approaching in the Gambia in December 2026 and in Guinea-Bissau probably in November this year, the stakes have never been higher. Misinformation undermines public trust, distorts national discourse, and jeopardizes peace. The project responds directly to these challenges through 3 key pillars. One of them is why we're gathered here today, which is a rigorous 3-day training on advanced fact-checking, digital verification tools, and strategies to counter disinformation, including foreign interference and AI-driven disinformation. The second is a reporting grant, which would enable journalists to produce fact-check stories that debunk false narratives, with translations into local languages to ensure accessibility and impact. The third would be to strengthen already existing collaboration between MAJaC and FACK Gambia, which is an organization under the purview of MAJaC. Build a strong relationship between FACK Gambia and community radios to combat disinformation. So this initiative is a testament to the power of partnership. To UNESCO and the UN, trainees, but catalysts for change. The skills you gain here will empower you to verify claims, amplify truth, and restore public confidence in media, cornerstones of a resilient democracy.
Moduju, Secretary General, Gambia Press Union, emphasized more about what GPU has done to tackle misinformation and disinformation during the last presidential election and parliamentary election. Also acknowledged that the important and timely of the training as Gambia and Guinea-Bissau is heading to a crucial moment. Mr. Juf also continued to acknowledge the participants to make neutralizing the training and make use of it.
Important and timely initiative for both countries in the fight against information disorder amid the democratic challenges that both the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau are confronted with. The Gambia Press Union recognizes the importance of building the capacity of journalists, and that is why we blessed the trail back in 2021 in collaboration with UNESCO Dakar to train 25 journalists on fact-checking ahead of the presidential elections that year and parliamentary and local government elections. This was followed by the establishment of FACK Gambia as the country's first independent digital fact-checking platform to fight the spread of misinformation and disinformation on both traditional and social media. The Gambia Press Union also trained a few more journalists and social media influencers on fact-checking and identifying and tackling fake news before, during, and after the 2021 presidential elections, with support from the European Union through the West African Network for Peace Building, Electoral Violence Monitoring, Analysis and Mitigation Project. Pardon the cliché, but the importance of this training of journalists on advanced fact-checking cannot be overemphasized, because most of the misinformation debunked by FACK Gambia and other fact-checking platforms within and outside the Gambia are information that slip through the necessary thorough checks required in newsrooms. As a result, the mainstream media, especially the Gambia, is seen as conveyors of misinformation, propagated mostly by politicians. The Gambia Press Union recognizes that there is a capacity gap in fact-checking in newsroom, including the absence of dedicated fact-checking desks in newspapers, radio, and television stations. It is in recognition of the need for continuous capacity building that the GPU had the foresight to establish the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication. To promote responsible journalism, the GPU also developed an industry-wide code of conduct for journalists and established the Media Council of the Gambia as an independent, self-regulatory mechanism for the media. We therefore welcome any support to train more journalists on fact-checking, to close the capacity gap, and to build trust and enhance the accuracy and reliability of information disseminated by the news media. Journalists play a crucial role in promoting democracy and good governance, and in today's world, fact-checking becomes the best way to ensure information integrity and to fight misinformation and disinformation, which has now been normalized by various political and social actors. This 3-day training is well within the Gambia Press Union's vision of the Gambia as an open society where citizens and non-citizens are empowered through accurate and undiluted information to be able to make informed choices essential for society's socio-cultural, economic, and political development. I would like to fully utilize the knowledge and skills, especially as the next cycle of elections nears for the Gambia and as the democratic process gradually erodes in Guinea-Bissau, where elections are due and the country has been without a parliament for over a year now. If we utilize the knowledge, well utilized, the knowledge and skill gained will no doubt enhance democracy and our democratic processes in both countries. I would like to conclude by commending UNESCO.
Michael Elvins, Head of Communication and Information, UNESCO Regional Office for West Africa, also speak about the importance of advanced fact-checking training.
Fact-checking techniques organized within the framework of the PBF-funded project, strengthening the national infrastructure for peace to promote social cohesion in the Gambia. In a time where we are overwhelmed by the virality of disinformation, misinformation, and where deepfake and misleading AI-generated content not only blur reality, but also threaten social cohesion, democratic processes and development, safeguarding the accuracy of information has never been more critical. Today we gather to reaffirm our shared commitment to information integrity, the bedrock of trust in the information ecosystem. Preserving truth is not just about debunking lies, it's about fostering an ecosystem where fact and truth thrive. This workshop will introduce strategies to safeguard information integrity, a holistic concept encompassing transparency, accountability, and accuracy. The workshop will also check it. It is designed to bridge theory and collaborative exercises. But this workshop is also a call for synergies. Community media are the lifelines of local truth, while fact-checkers serve as sentinels. By working hand in hand, both can strengthen our collective resilience, starting at local and community level. Dear participants, every public interest fact you verify, every public interest story you clarify, ripples outward, empowering individuals, protecting democracy, and preserving information integrity. With strong commitment, together, fact-checkers and community media can nurture trust in the information ecosystem of our respective country. And we all know our population need to have trust in the information ecosystem. Particularly recognizing that the two countries involved in this workshop will soon be organizing major election. And elections are generally period of high risk in terms of disinformation, misinformation, and divisive speech. So we trust that with this training, community media and fact-checkers will contribute to ensure that future elections are free from disinformation and misinformation. Let me end here by
Mrs. Nemen William, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Service, highlight the importance of fact-checking democracy of the Gambia and its sub-regions.
That underscores our shared commitment to the fight against misinformation and disinformation, two of the most serious threats to peace, development, and democracy in this modern era. On participants, including journalists from our sister country of Guinea-Bissau, in advanced fact-checking techniques represents a significant investment in the future of journalism and democracy, not just in the Gambia, but across our sub-region. In an age where the rapid spread of false information can destabilize societies, undermine public trust, and threaten peace, empowering journalists with the skills to verify facts and provide accurate, reliable information is crucial to sustaining our hard-won freedoms and promoting resilient communities. In fact, the minister is so, like I said, is so passionate about, countering misinformation and disinformation that we had, I think it was in February, a nationwide sensitization on countering misinformation and disinformation. It was supported by WAVE. I'm sure you're aware of it. Or some of you might be aware of that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Gambia government remains steadfast in its commitment to facilitate and guarantee media freedom. We firmly believe that a free, vibrant, and responsible press is the bedrock of any thriving democracy. In recognition of this, the government is committed to creating an enabling environment where journalists can operate without fear, where information flows freely, and where the truth remains a pillar of national discourse. Of accurate information that citizens can meaningfully participate in the democratic process, holding leaders accountable and building a society founded on trust and transparency. Therefore, this project is not only timely, but apt as it seeks to fortify the very pillars of peace and stability in the Gambia and the shield against divisive narratives that can sow discord and breed conflict. Also, it facilitates cohesion building, nurturing understanding, and promoting the values of tolerance and unity that are essential for lasting peace. To embrace this opportunity with the seriousness and commitment it deserves. The skills and knowledge you acquire will not only enrich your professional practice, but also contribute significantly to safeguarding the peace and democracy that our people have so valiantly worked to build. In closing, please allow me to reaffirm the government's enduring support for initiatives such as this. With strong partnerships, professional media, and empowered citizens, we can confront the challenges of misinformation and disinformation and continue to build democratic and prosperous Gambia and Africa at large.
The 9-month project will aim to build the capacity for journalism on fact-checking and form a strong partnership with the community media. Reporting for NBC Radio, I am Alamin Esconte.